Sup gobbos? I ask, have you ever wanted to touch museum exhibits, unleash goblins onto the world, and go on a time-travelling little green man-smiting rampage? If so, I have the game for you. Okay, so a bit of backstory. Someone bought me this game as a joke, and then tried to convince me that the gameplay, story, and mechanics were so well made that it could be the next Elden Ring. I did what any normal person would do, and, you write it off as a joke. But as I played the game a year later, and eventually finished it, I'm beginning to think he wasn't joking. Goblins was made by David Shkmanchki, the developer of Dusk, a game I haven't played but people seem to love, and Iron Lung, a short horror game that inspired Markiplier to make a full-budget horror movie about. Now, I know I could be talking about the good games David has made. Yes, these are brilliant. But I like this. Goblins is a first-person boomer shooter and a self-proclaimed micro-shooter, named as such because you can finish the game in about 90 minutes, 30 if you know what you're doing. I finished it in 2 hours. The year is 1984. You play as a three-armed freak of nature, who one day decides to break into a museum, rob it, and fence whatever you can to pay for surgery to remove arm number 3, thus turning you into a normal member of society. Only issue is, you immediately fuck up. You find a wooden chest, open it, and the British start pouring out, all armed with knives, like a band of chopping goblins.
Say that again?
Now, they wreak havoc across the world, across the timeline, and alternate futures. It becomes your job, nay, your responsibility, your duty, to put every goblin back in the box. Or send them home in a box. Gameplay. It's simple. Use every tool at your disposal to turn living goblins into dead ones. Killing goblins gives you score. The more consecutive kills, the higher your score. You can also collect coins to increase your score, which is compared against everyone in your friends list. Each level is short, but masterfully crafted. Every corridor, twist, turn feels very deliberate. Because it is. If you're like me, I often find myself wanting to explore the entire map when I play a video game. And in Goblins, I was always rewarded for doing so, be it finding hidden secrets, weapons, upgrades, wealth, or just the opportunity to shoot more stuff. The secrets and alt paths all circle back into each other very organically, like the old school shooters like Wolfenstein and Doom that this game draws inspiration from. And I was only able to jump out the map once, so, pretty good. The levels include the museum you attempted to burgle, September 11, Dracula's castle, ancient Greece, and the far-off year of 2024, if Yi was elected president, where everything went to shit and everyone dressed in Balenciaga fetish wear, and every surface has a 1 in 5 chance to give me a seizure if I walk too fast. Combat and gunplay feels great, and you're given a decent range of weapons. The starting knife stabs. You're also able to parry shots in midair with it, deflecting projectiles. The flintlock is your first pistol, and your weapon for precision shooting. It fires 1 bullet at a time, has a long reload time, but fires instantly. In parallel, your 6-shooter takes a moment to ready your shot, but reloads much less frequently. The scatter shot is a flintlock with spread. The shotgun is beautiful. Semi-automatic shotgun, no reloading, screen shaking, gore-popping machine, and my personal weapon of choice. The Impaler Mark II, your spray and pray device. Bullets travel slower than the rest, but it's still good for big targets. And finally, the Staff of the Cornethians, which turns goblins into a red mist. The controls are bare bones, but brilliant. Aim assist is non-existent, and guns have minimal recoil, which makes every weapon feel very controlled, and every kill, earned. Fortnite iPad babies, brain-rotted by AI slop and corporate AAA games titles, may have a few complaints about this game, like how you can't jump, dash, grapple, or do any advanced movement techs. But that's the beauty of this game. You don't need it. There is no jump in run and gun. Only run and gun. This is how, old shooter games used to be. Goblins is a humble return to old form, emulating the old titles such as Duke Nukem 3D, Wolfenstein, Unreal Tournament. And it's a palette cleanse from all the overstimulations of stat numbers, dash cancels, and microtransactions. And it focuses on what's important in a shooter game. Shoot and don't get shot. I also discovered a few cool weapon techs. Stabbing is not mutually exclusive from shooting, so you are totally able to run about stabbing like a Bournemouth gentleman on a Tuesday evening without ever having to stop firing your gun. Another cool tech, there's no animation for swapping weapons. The player is able to instant transmission guns into position. So what happens if you just hold left button and aggressively scroll the wheel? Well, this. Is it good? Fuck no, but, you know, it's fun, and it's silly, and I'm still gonna do it. All the boss fights are a good chuckle as well. You encounter your first boss in the city, and it's a goblin driving a stolen car. It was at this point I thought, this game's pretty fucking awesome. You also have a fight against a singing Dracula.
Hello, my name is Dracula. You will learn to regret the day that you met me.
And then from there, all the final fights are just hordes of goblins versus you and your serotonin stick. Good game. The music is cheesy as fuck, but it's a bop. Aesthetically, it really sells the retro feel and unserious vibe of the game. The writing is shite, but to be honest, it's not necessary, and if anything, it kind of plays to its favour. Chop Goblins is like the equivalent of finding an old horror B-movie from the 90s. You think, what's the harm? Nothing is on, so, you know, might as well give it a watch. And then you get into it with low expectations, but then you come out of it thinking, that was actually fantastic. It may sound like I'm glazing the fuck out of this game, and honestly, I am, because I've got such a soft spot for weird video games. If there was a scale for artistic merit and how serious the game takes itself, with Battlefield, not even Battlefield, War Thunder trying to be as serious as it can, Mega Bonk being really unserious, The Beginner's Guide being the most artistic thing in the world, and then Big Rigs at the opposite end of that, Chop Goblins find itself around here, which is this really strange zone for a game to be in. And yet it still is fun. And I get that this game isn't for everyone. It's short, it's weird, but I promise you if you play it, you're gonna have a good time. Chop Goblins may be short, but it never compromised once on quality. As always, thanks so much for watching my videos. Please consider subscribing for more niche and weird video game contents and reviews. Comment saying if you played this game or just what you think of it. You may have missed them, but I got 2 other videos I released alongside this one, so feel free to check that out and let me know what you think of them there. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you soon. Good luck, have fun, and take it easy.